This is a reading video for My Hero Academia Season 3, Episode 17. Click in the link description below to go watch my interaction, and then come back here to see my full 1,000 ideas and theories about this episode, what's to come, and all that good stuff in my eyes. So click away now, or be spoiled as to what happened in this episode. Okay, so very cool episode. We had a bunch of really cool moments with Momo and the kind of strategy sort of stuff in her head, trying to like outthink their opponent that has been up till that point outsmarting them, right? Because they took out the windows so that way multi-arm guy, I can't remember his name. Let me look up his name because I'm gonna I'm gonna forget if I keep forgetting. Let's see, My Hero Academia Class 1A. Okay, let me look at the names. Shoji. Yeah, so Shoji, the multi-arm guy. He couldn't see out the windows anymore because they had a sniper on the roof on the other side of the building, and they were like taking out the windows basically so that way he's blind. And then they sealed the door, so they were kind of in a way forced to either blow it up or force him one direction out of the building. And then as well as super cool the vents, so that way cool air went into the vents, which made Sue kind of go into hibernation mode because like it's just super cold. She's a frog. That's what frogs do. So that was pretty interesting. So immediately, Kyoka, like I guess her superhero name is Earphone Jack. Wait, is it? No, I'm like I guessed myself. I'm pretty sure it's Earphone Jack. Yeah, Earphone Jack. So having she was like listening in the walls to like for footsteps and everything, and that's when they played like super loud music, like all of a sudden like bursting through like the wall kind of thing or whatever, and it damaged her left ear, made her bleed, and like the whole her earphone on the side was damaged, so she could only do one ear basically. So immediately right off the bat, 3 people down basically, effectively. And then it was kind of in a way forcing Momo to actually plug the vents with her ability, which made it so that way she would be out of battle kind of thing, because she wouldn't be able to create anything anymore, so she'd be useless in that way. And then the team can just kind of roll in and finish off Shoji basically when they get in there basically. So it was really cool how Momo was about to do what the girl like predicted kind of thing, and then she was like, "There's got to be a different way," kind of thing. And, like the whole mindset of her thinking about Deku and like his like inspirational like stuff that he always talks about and everything, like save the students kind of thing, save at the time it was Bakugo kind of thing. So she like listening to that, she's like, I don't have to like, don't focus on winning the exam, focus on saving her friends basically. And that was when she decided to make 4 noise canceling like earphones, and then summon this gigantic speaker out of her back for Earphone Jack to actually use, like plug into, and like just boost sound like all the way through the entire, like through the wall and like out the other side, and just like decimated the other girls, just like making them fall asleep basically, pass out, whatever. And apparently it was even shaking Earphone Jack's body like when she was doing it, because like just like shaking the bones kind of thing. Very powerful attack. I wonder if she did something like that, but then just turned the speaker around to the outside, and did that too, to not only knock the sniper out, but also like anybody around the area or like really far away that hears it, they just kind of get passed out, and then you can like fall asleep or whatever like that. But it was a really cool plan on her part. So she definitely seems like really good with like kind of strategy and stuff like that. We've seen her do it with her and Todoroki when they were both in the test on in season 2. When they were going up against the teachers, basically, her and Todoroki went up against Aizawa, basically, and she had a plan, but she was kind of shy and didn't want to outspeak Todoroki's plan because he was kind of adamant about it, kind of thing. But his plan didn't work out too well, but hers did in a way. They kind of, I think she revised it to kind of work with it. Maybe she had it all along. I'm not sure. But so she definitely seems like the strategist kind of thing in out of all of 1A, which is really cool because not only it fits her character style as well because like her quirk is item creation based on the molecular like construct of each like item kind of thing. So it's like a metal pole, right? Just a bunch of metal, just like it's like the molecular structure of a metal bar, and then that's it. With the speaker that she made this episode, she said she's never done it before because it's like a really super complex like thing, right? Like making a speaker, like the amount of like stuff you need to like create and think about while you're creating it, like is insane. Like not only just the speaker parts, but like the wires going to all the lines and like all like the amps and all that kind of stuff just within that to basically make the speaker. So that is really cool to see that she was able to actually successfully do that. So that way, Earphone Jack can basically save the day. Kind of thing. I mean, they all work together. It wasn't just Earphone Jack, but and even Sue at the very end there. She was able to burst into the room and use her tongue to grab her other hand with the ball, so that way she doesn't actually get tagged out or something like that. But it looks like all 4 of them have passed. So Momo, Sue, Earphone Jack, and Shoji. What's his hero name? Hold on, let me look real quick. His hero name is, I think it's like a multi-arm? Dupli Arms. Yeah, that was it. Dupli Arms. So Dupli Arms, Earphone Jack. Sue was like Frog? Or Frog? Frog. Well, that's her quirk. Hold on, where is hero name? I mean, I know for a fact they said it, or she showed it on like the thing when they chose their names. I know for a fact she had something. I feel like it was Froppy. That's what it is. Froppy. So yeah, Froppy. And I guess the Dupli Arms. Okay, let me go back to Shoji because I don't think Dupli Arms is yeah, that's his quirk name. Okay. His hero name is Tentacool. Or Tentacole. Tentacole? Something like that. Tentacle. So Tentacle, Froppy, Earphone Jack, and then what was Momo's? Was it just Momo? What was her? Oh, Crady. That's it. That was it. Yeah. So Crady, Earphone Jack. I was just talking about. I forgot now. Froppy, Crady, Earphone Jack, and I'm not gonna learn if I just look it up right now. Like I just looked at it. Tentacle. There we go. Tentacle, Froppy, Crady, and Earphone Jack. So I'm trying to remember like their superhero names, so that way I can base off that instead of like their actual names. Because I mean, sometimes I'll call like Todoroki, so on and so forth. I like Deku, or whatever. I mean, I know Deku is not like it is his superhero name, not his actual name, but Midoriya, that kind of thing. So it depends. But anyways, so I had a lot of fun with this episode. We even had a little bit of Bakugo, and Kirishima, and Kaminari, Denki, basically. All 3 of them, the spiky hair boys, they all stuck their hair. They all were kind of grouped up, like the first time we've seen them, basically for this before like they all set off to like run to whatever they're going to, kind of thing. They all split off and kind of ran, and we see them just now, kind of thing. So we're about like halfway through the people who pass the evaluation. Um, and Kirishima has been turned into a goo blob baby thing, thanks to this one student who is a part of this class that is the same class as the one guy who used this big tornado like ability to suck up a bunch of balls and then just like throw them down into like this kind of big alleyway or road kind of thing with all the bunch of students inside. So they all got like pelted like across the board. So he took out like 100 and like it took out like 100 people like plus. I think it was something like that. I can't remember exactly the number, but something like that. Maybe it wasn't 100. I think it was like it's gotta be like somewhere around 100. I felt like he took out like 120 or something like that. But because I know like 1,000 people or something like that. Is there 1,000 people? I feel like there might be 1,000 people. Anyways, so yeah, so it's really cool to see these like kind of this special school kind of thing, like the school with like the hats, right? Like that they say like the kid said that these hats are like a sign of like power and like kind of respect towards the class, kind of stuff like that, or their school. So we have seen 3 kids from that school so far. We had the tornado guy, who passed like immediately, and he's already in the room like talking with heroes and so on and so forth. Then there's one the one girl who can morph into other people, basically. So she's a doppelganger in a sense. And then we have this guy that we saw in this episode. That's all about, I guess, sending these kind of like blob creations, like almost like his hands that he like sends out, and then maybe he grows it back or something like that. But it looks sort of like or mimics his hands to then send out, and then those like fingers like that kind of split off, and they kind of become like a blob like missile at the target. And if the blob missile hits you, like they did with Kirishima, it kind of takes you away for a second, and then you kind of get morphed into it, and then like your blob baby thing, and then it kind of flies over to him, and then he kind of just tosses you on the ground to deal with, kind of thing. Because like I don't think he's actually knocking them out like with the balls, kind of thing, to like tag them out, kind of thing. So for right now, he hasn't passed. So he could have passed way long ago if he just like tagged all the people and then like just went on his merry way, kind of thing. But he's gonna fight Bakugo now. I think he's trying to prove a point or something like that. Some kind of vendetta or something like that. But Bakugo is not gonna go down for the fight, and we saw him do like his tactic where he was like charging up a blast in his hand. He put his hand up against it, and he actually used it as a machine gun kind of thing. Like he's like blasting, and all of a sudden it's just like all these little gunshots, like, kind of thing like that, and that took out most of his like blob thing coming at Bakugo. We haven't seen Denki do anything quite yet, but he might be somewhat useful. Who knows? Maybe it's a distraction for Bakugo. I don't know. But I'm assuming after you defeat this one kid, the blob babies will kind of go back to normal. Like, so Kirishima will kind of awaken again, kind of thing. And so hopefully his tag markers aren't like tagged from that. And whatever, because they said in the show that the tag markers show like GPS location, and they know when you get tagged out and who tagged you, and so on and so forth. And they can't be taken off without some kind of master key, which makes me think, like, I'm hardcore wondering if the one girl that we saw that was like the doppelganger is cheating, for whatever reason, right? She didn't have her clothes on that had the sensors on it. So she was literally there to cheat, like almost like it was like a very cheaty situation where like you can't tag her out, kind of thing. Like you can't. So I'm interested about that, like where she is right now. Did she go back and get her clothes so that way she can like tag people out and so on and so forth? Is she hiding amongst us, kind of thing? Like, is she with I'm gonna like fake out Deku once again? To tag him out again, because Deku has one lit up right now. He has 2 more left, and I'm wondering if it's going to get down to the wire of Deku being the last one chosen, and he's got like one spot left that's not like hit basically. So I don't know, but so far Deku's doing pretty well at dodging and being distraction, while Uraka and where was he? Shiro, Sellotape, right? What was his name? His hero name? His hero name is, once this loads, Cellophane. There you go. So Cellophane. So Cellophane and Uravity and Deku. Right? Yeah, Uravity. So yeah, gonna be pretty cool. We haven't seen Koda yet. Use his animal quirks and everything. He's like kind of like a red mask thing. So I'm wondering like, what his costume upgrade changed for him, kind of thing. Like what can he do with it besides? Because like, you think when like talking to animals isn't like a superhero thing to do, but somehow he was able to destroy robots with like this quirk to gain enough points to be accepted in UA, right? To pass the exams and everything at the very start. So I'm assuming what he did to pass, and was there some kind of method that he did where he can also, he looks kind of strong, you know, like hard-headed in a way, like the way to, like it's designed and everything. It seems like he's very like, his armor's pretty thick kind of thing, maybe like leathery skin, maybe kind of like, you know, animal traits, stuff like that. So I'm wondering like if he's just super strong but can also talk to animals, so on and so forth. I'm not sure, but I want to see more about him. Also, Tokiyami and Ida. We haven't seen Ida yet. Also Mina and Aoyama, basically. Naval Laser. Him as well. We haven't seen him enough. Also, Maneta. We haven't seen him quite yet. Where they are. Also, Sato, the sugar man. So I'm excited to see where all of them are, if they passed or whatever, but I think Todoroki is the first UA student to pass, because he walked in there, and there was not very many people that I recognized there, so that's the reason he's the only one so far that passed. And I think the main 5 will pass, like, you know, Todoroki, Deku, Ida, Momo, Kirishima, Bakugo, did I say Todoroki? Todoroki. All those people, and then obviously like the people who followed Momo. So Earphone Jack and Tentacle, and Froppy, as well, who kind of like followed in Momo's footsteps. So I think the main 4 or main 5, the main kids of the class are definitely going to pass, and then however many other kids are following in their footsteps to kind of help them through it, kind of thing. So, I don't know. I hope that the teachers are watching this entire exam, and they're watching for the people who are selfless and, like, docking them for, you know, whatever, or, like, not giving them bonus points, whereas the people who are actually like, going out there and being heroic, like, in a time like this, kind of like a free-for-all, and still being heroic, are given like kind of bonus points kind of thing, almost like this like same way as like they did the first exam with like the combat kind of thing. So I'm interested to see if something like that's in case, and what is going forward in the future, like what the other exams are going to be, like what the other tests and stuff are going to be. Like is it going to be a like this one's a, kind of like in a way a test of skill, like in the battlefield kind of thing. So is it going to be like a rescue test and some kind of intelligence kind of something like that kind of thing, is all kind of stuff I want to know. So I feel like that's it. We're getting down to the wire, I believe, because like they have 40 more left, so we're getting close to the finale of this test for sure. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week for some more My Hero Academia. Thank you, bye.